So hi, Martin, and some of the other team members that might be watching this. Thank you for your patience in me getting this out to you. What I've done here is created a website proposal for Scintica.com, and I'm going to just shoot this video and sort of give an overview of the proposal, and as well just briefly talk about the vision of the website, where I see it going with this project. And I'm not going to get into too much analysis in this video, but just sort of give a very broad outline of where we are, where we're planning to go, and then go over this proposal here. So directly below the video, you'll see a website proposal link and a PDF. So if you click that, you can open the actual proposal in a new tab. You can download it to your computer. You can print it out. And basically, this is just the written proposal that I'm going to go over in this video. I'm not going to go over it word for word. Certainly, you can jump in and read more to get all the details on the given proposal. And the tasks below that I do outline, some of them may not apply to Scintica as we jump into the project. There may be some aspects of the keywords or the link building that may, as we jump into that work, we might feel that we don't really need that. However, these are the tasks which can be applied as we jump into the campaign. So initially, just giving a brief sort of summary of the website itself. It's set up very well. I've gone in and looked more at the URL structure and how the website is set up. It is set up well. The one issue that we did have was that duplicate content, so that will need to be addressed. I can give more specifics on that as we roll into the campaign. And then obviously what our main focus is going to be, and although this is just a number, I'm not going to get into the details of everything that goes in, but this is the number that we'll need to drive up to build that authority of the overall website. Now, I just wanted to briefly outline these SEO important factors just so everyone sort of gets a benchmark, start of the importance of SEO and what really matters. And these 5 points are, what make up a website and what are important. So I just wanted to touch on that so we can sort of get on the same page in terms of what the importance of SEO really is. So firstly, the most important part is your domain. So Scintica.com, if you go into Google right now and just type in Scintica, you'll most likely come up number 1, even with just the few links that you have, because the domain is so important. Google is a computer. It reads www.scintica.com. If people search that, there aren't a lot of other web pages or terms associated with that word Scintica. It's your brand. Thus, you will rank number 1, which you do. So the domain is always extremely important. The next important factor is URL. So Google is just a computer. It comes and reads HTTPS www.scintica.com, and it reads products, Indus Instruments, rodent surgical monitor. So right away, we're telling Google that this page, this URL, is about these terms. It reads these terms. So the website setup right now, it's done this very well, which is always a good sign. Some of your other competitors, and you'll notice with a lot of other e-commerce types of websites, they'll have a product page and they'll have a URL which has a whole bunch of numbers and symbols and whatnot. And that's not as good as the way you have it set up. So that's great. All the URLs are somewhat set up very well. You've got your keyword there and it's readable, and Google comes and reads that. That's an important factor. The next important factor is links. So for this URL to rank for rodent surgical monitor, Google needs to trust your website, and therefore when someone plugs in search terms related to this page, rank it highly in Google and send visitors that are visiting Google to this page. So the only way to do that is to build the links of firstly, the home page, build that up, and then depending on the competitiveness of certain terms, this actual page will need links coming to it. So that's the important factor. So right away, domain is done, URLs, you're done. Our main focus to gain any traction in the search engine is to focus on those links. The next important factors are title, and a lot of your titles are actually set up properly. You've got your main term, rodent surgical monitor, in there, which is great. And then the fifth most important thing is content. So the thing that we've mentioned before here with content is we don't want duplicate content on any of your pages. We need original content. And obviously, if you have a page set up with the URL rodent surgical monitor in it, obviously the content needs to be related to that. The website that you have set up right now, it does that well. It's just we have to eliminate that duplicate content. Lastly here, where Scintica is right now, you've got your home page, and then basically we've got all our product pages and the manufacturing pages below it. So if you think of how we're going to approach this, we need to first build the authority of your home page. And again, it's just a number, but it's a relatively low number compared to your competitors, and Google needs to see more and more websites linking to you in order to give you that authority and to rank all your other pages. So the way this works is many times if we theme your homepage very, very well to your niche, your scientific or preclinical instruments and whatnot for rodents, then that trickles down and many of your product pages will begin to rank. However, as we progress through the campaign, our main focus is going to be on your homepage to start. Then we will want to figure out potentially some of your product pages which aren't ranking and are going to need a specific boost themselves with direct promotion. And we might want to look further on into the campaign which ones may be more important than others and which ones we want to specifically target at first. So initially, we're going to target the main home page with our work, but as we progress and that starts to gain some traction, there may be other specific pages that we will want to target as well. And that's really, when people talk about targeting specific keywords. So for you, all your keywords are really mapped out in all your product pages and your manufacturing providers that you provide equipment from. So later on down the road, as Scintica, as the website gets more authority, we will want to maybe highlight some of these specific pages that we're going to target. So that's just a quick recap. Now I'll jump over and get into the outline of this proposal. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go over the proposal here in video format. And again, you can always reference it through the PDF if you want to go over it in more detail. So the executive summary here, the purpose of this SEO proposal is to increase the amount of traffic coming to Scintica.com through higher rankings in the major search engines, particularly Google. So we're going to do this by firstly optimizing your website, secondly building the authority of your website in the eyes of the search engines. And this campaign will consist of 4 phases. So there's a site review, which I've done, a little bit of it in these initial videos and analysis that I've shared with you, but I'm going to go in and again review all the different pages and do a more thorough review with some other tools as well. Next, we have site strategy, site optimization, and then monthly site optimization. So site strategy is typically something we do in-house and it's just for our own benefit to look at the website and what it's going to take to get to where we want to go in terms of Google rankings. And then the goal, obviously, of this SEO campaign is for you to increase your leads and sales, and we want to increase the rankings of your pages so you get more targeted traffic from the search engine. So in terms of site review, as I mentioned, I have done a little bit of this just to get an eyeball of where the site is in terms of its content, and obviously we've done already some link analysis as well, but we're going to do a thorough review more in depth. We'll check out the company, the competitors, and dive into some of your competitors, what they're doing well in more detail there. So all these website audits and work is really sort of what we'll take in and use in order to set up a strategy moving forward particularly with our link acquisition. So this is the site review is done within the first week. And typically within the first week, I get a good strategy report on what it's going to take over the next several months in terms of work to get and achieve our goal of getting more traffic to the website. So a lot of this is just in-house stuff, but these are some of the tasks which will be completed by us in terms of setting up the strategy phase. So the optimization phase, again, your on page is quite good. I'm going to review everything and maybe make some tweaks and obviously send those over to you or to the person directly who edits the website. But the main thing was, again, that duplicate content, which we want to clear up. But I will be reviewing everything. And if there are other changes in terms of on-page optimization, I will certainly share those with you. And a lot of those changes will come or suggestions will come within the first month. In terms of actually allowing us to get the logins, that's something that I can either send the suggestions to your web person at the moment, or you can share those logins and we can make the changes ourselves in terms of titles or little tweaks like that. And the next phase is authority. So basically, when a website's set up properly, as I've mentioned in that slide, in terms of importance, your domain and then all your URLs are set up properly. The next phase is to build the authority through links. So some of the tasks here will be, again, analyzing what your competitors are doing well and doing the same thing, and then going out and doing our own promotion and our own link building. Now, in terms of timeline, considering where you are right now, it's going to be in the 12-month range. It's difficult to pinpoint, an exact timeline when results come in, especially when projects like these are just starting out. Typically, we see results from building these links and doing the authority work and promotion work. Sometimes you see them within a few months. Sometimes it can be, 6 months for things to start rolling and kick in. And sometimes it's based on the different niche. So some niches, things happen more quickly. Sometimes certain niches work just takes longer and longer to kick in. So as a conservative estimate, building up from where we are now, you're looking at a year timeline before things start to kind of shape up and results start to kick in. That's quite conservative, but we always want to give that sort of timeline, and just so expectations, which we'll talk about further, are understood that, in 2-3 months, you don't just get to page 1 with all your pages. In terms of the campaign detail here, typically we'll go in and outline, a handful of good keywords that you want your homepage to rank for as well. But this campaign is slightly different. Basically, you've got your keywords and you've shared them with me in that follow-up email, Martin. And then you also have basically outlined, or the website is set up very well, where all your keywords are basically all your products, these products here, and a lot of your manufacturers that you supply. So basically, those are the keywords that we will be targeting. But because of the beginning stages that the website's in, our main focus is going to be, as I mentioned, building up the authority of the home page. And then over time, that trickles to all your product pages. And then we might be able to revisit these campaign details and say, these 4 products are something we really want to push, and we can focus on that sort of in the future. But at the beginning stages of the campaign, we really just need to build up the authority of the site, and then in the future, we can target or speak about promoting very specific keywords if we need to. But again, building the authority of the whole site, all your keyword pages are going to start ranking better. But if there's some specifics that we can address, we will do that in the future. And in terms of, the work that goes on, I've mentioned competitive analysis quite a few times. These are the different types of strategy and different various work that goes into building the authority. And I'm not going to read every paragraph, but you can certainly go over that. Some of these will apply for sure as we jump in and do the work. Some certain things that may be listed here may not apply specifically to Scintica.com. And in terms of reporting, we always report on a monthly basis. And generally, in the first few months, you're not going to see any difference with anything in terms of rankings or improvements. But we will track various keywords, and then every month we send out a report saying these are our positions and these are the position improvements. So at the beginning, these reports might not tell you much, but over time we will start to see how all of our pages are increasing in their rankings within Google, and those are done on a monthly basis. So just a strategy and execution conclusion here. So to position the website on Google, it's going to need more authority, more links, and that's something that we will be doing on an ongoing basis. And then staying on top of Google, we just need to continue to monitor their algorithms and just make sure that all of our strategy components are aligned with that. That's certainly what we do, and it's certainly what we will continue to do in terms of using the best practices for that. You've got a website. We want to tell Google that you are an authority in the niche, and all of the work that we do follows the best practice in order to tell Google that. And in return, they will send you search engine visitors. Okay, so moving on to the monthly fee. So the monthly fee for this project is going to be 3,000 Canadian dollars plus HST. We do require charging HST to Canadian companies who also, charge and collect HST, and I believe that applies to you guys. Payments are made through PayPal whenever possible, and we do work on a month-by-month basis with no set contract. So we may start to see results within the first 6 months, given where we are and the work that we will be doing. It is typical that we might see some results and some good improvements in rankings within the first 6 months. However, a conservative estimate for results, given where we are in the current position of the website, it's more along the 12-month mark. Now, you can cancel anytime. There's no hidden fees with any of the work. It's a month-by-month approach. So there are no contracts or things of that nature. Now, the monthly fee applies to all the analysis that we do and the link building component and setting up any accounts and the off-page SEO work and promotion. So we don't do any ongoing content building or video creation or anything of that sort. Now, the return on investment of this campaign, we do see it as being very high given, the estimated traffic figures that we see from some of your competitors, the competitiveness of the industry itself, and then the value which goes in with that, the value of your customers and some of the products that you sell. So again, just clearing these expectations out, and I'll read this here. Getting to page 1, results for long tail keywords. So those are keywords that are not as competitive, sometimes used in a longer sort of sentence. When we jump in and we begin our promotion, we might see some of these good results from these longer type of keywords within the first few months. But it can take anywhere from 3 to 12 months to obtain position 1, page 1 for some of your more competitive product terms. And 3 to 12 months, it's an estimate. We always like to give out a more conservative type of estimate. And given the competitiveness of this niche, the current state of the website where it's at, we only have 9, referring domains linking in. Results could be more than 12 months as well. So these expectations need to be understood, that it won't be 1 or 2 months and we get results. Search engine optimization, it's much more of a long-term approach, and things with Google always take longer, especially new websites. A lot of the work done within the first 6 months, sometimes that doesn't quite kick in for several months later. And there is sometimes a threshold with promotion, meaning that you can do a whole bunch and you don't see any results until you reach a threshold, and then results and authority and Google's trust sort of starts to kick in. Remaining on page 1 requires ongoing utilization of resources and continuing to monitor various Google algorithm changes. We want to dominate, and that's our goal. We want to get Scintica up there as an authority within all the different product placements that you offer. Now, most businesses can claim our services as an advertising expense. This is a form of advertising, and because we work with external companies, mainly Google, we cannot make any guarantee on results. All the fees that we apply are non-refundable, so please just do understand this broad range of expectations going into this particular campaign. Now, that being said, I am confident that the website right now is built and set up properly. As long as we address that duplicate content issue and get some unique content there, and with ongoing promotion, building up this authority of the homepage, and then in the future trickling down and doing more promotion to specific pages, because the way this website is set up in terms of the URLs and whatnot, I do feel that that gives you a good advantage over a lot of your competitors right now. So with a lot of good related promotion and referring domains coming in that's all related to your specific niche, I really do think that you guys can start seeing some good results and really become an authority in this particular niche. Some of the initial research that we did do in coming up with this, you've got your competitors, they do have much more links than you, but it doesn't mean that they're all great links. So we kind of have a fresh slate here. We can start and really from day one have only related links coming in. It's going to really position you as an authority over time. But again, jumping back to those expectations, it does take some time. We can't get these results, within a few months or overnight. It does take time for everything to funnel in. So there is the overview of the proposal here. Certainly get back to me if you have any specific questions. We can jump on a call again and talk a bit more about everything to do with the work and the proposal here. But I hope that you did find it useful, and certainly let me know how the talks are going in terms of you guys and your budget for the next year moving forward. Thanks very much. We'll talk to you soon.